So I'm excited about the possibility of using AI in some limited ways to support the community, to help us with our work, to help us find mistakes, to help us to suggest sources, all the things that it can do. It's not good enough to write Wikipedia entries. That's very, very hard. But it is good enough to maybe help us in some ways. I think the public has a real passion and a desire to get back to trust. Nobody's happy in this world. I mean, everybody's fearful, everybody's concerned. We feel there's all kinds of problems arising in the world because of the lack of trust and the lack of trustworthiness. Hi, I'm Jimmy Wales. I'm the founder of Wikipedia. I'm the author of a new book, The 7 Rules of Trust. And I'm here at the amazing KLF, Kerala Literary Festival, right here with the sea and all of the great crowds. It's an amazing event, and I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. Sir, it has been 25 years of a long, beautiful journey. When you look back, what exactly the first feeling that comes to your mind?
So I look back these days on the 25-year history of Wikipedia because we've just had our birthday, and I reflect on the early days. And one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about lately is how exciting it was in those very beginning days. You might be the first person to type Paris as a city in France and hit save and say, wow, look at my amazing encyclopedia article. Well, of course, it was nothing. But then it grew and grew and grew. And then I'm also excited because I go out, I travel all over the world, and I meet with the Wikipedia community everywhere I go. And I see young people, and they're excited about Wikipedia, excited all the projects they're going to do to improve this, to improve that. So there's still the same amount of love and energy and passion for knowledge as ever. So it's been a wonderful journey for 25 years.
See, now there has been long talks about AI. And AI platforms are using Wikipedia to get information.
Yes.
And how it is going to affect Wikipedia and how Wikipedia is going to balance this.
Yeah. So these days, of course, all of the AI large language models are training on Wikipedia data. They read all of Wikipedia in all the languages, and they learn from it, and they read everything else, and so on and so forth. And we're a big part of that knowledge base. Well, in one level, we think this is good. If you can imagine an AI trained only on social media, it would probably be pretty toxic and angry and so forth. Instead, it can be more calm and fact-based. But of course, there's some issues, right? So we are encouraging all the AI companies to stop hammering our servers and work with us so that we can give them a feed of data in a more efficient manner. We're concerned that people need to understand where the information comes from. Wikipedia is free to use and copy and modify and do what you like with. It's under an open source license. But we do have one requirement, which is attribution. And the large language models aren't very good at attribution. So they should always tell people, according to Wikipedia, da 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 da. So that's important. And then I'm excited about the possibility of using AI in some limited ways to support the community, to help us with our work, to help us find mistakes, to help us to suggest sources, all the things that it can do. It's not good enough to write Wikipedia entries. That's very, very hard. But it is good enough to maybe help us in some ways.
See, this is an era of alternate facts also. There is inflow of information, sponsored facts, induced facts, and partisan facts, everything. So to keep clarity, to keep honesty, to ensure authenticity is a huge task. How Wikipedia is managing it?
Yeah. So for Wikipedia, one of the things that we really believe in is quality journalism, and looking to traditional high-quality journalistic sources, whether that's newspapers, magazines, academic journals. This is really important because there is a lot of misinformation floating around the world. Social media can't be trusted. There's so much fake news and fake information there. But of course, it's a difficult era because even in the mainstream media, it has become more partisan and more aggressive on either side, which is problematic. And we'd like to see the media calm down a little bit. But there's really hard problems with the business models in journalism. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there. But I think for us, the most important thing is quality sources.
And the quality resources mean actual facts. facts, real facts, unaltered facts.
Yeah, and what we're always looking for is what are the things that everyone can agree on? Those are the most important facts, the basic facts. We think about this. If you take an issue in the U.S. or in Europe, there's always a very complicated issue about immigration. And so if we think about that issue, well, what are we going to do about it? That's a separate question from what is the fact. If you are sitting in London and you're thinking about illegal immigration into the UK, if I think, oh, it's about 1,000 people a year, and you think it's 20 million people a year, well, we're both completely wrong about the numbers, but we will also never be able to agree about what we should do about it because we have a completely different idea of what the problem is. If we know the actual numbers, then we can begin to think about a compromise, think about what do we do, how do we manage this, and so on. So facts first, and then opinions.
And now, please, let's have a discussion about your book. What is this book about? Truth.
So my book is called The 7 Rules of Trust. It was inspired by seeing the Edelman Trust Barometer survey, which has been going for a couple of decades now, and has shown this steady decline of trust in journalism, in politics. And yet Wikipedia has gone from being kind of a joke to one of the few things people trust. So I thought, oh, well, I've learned some lessons along the way, and maybe other people can benefit from those lessons. So how do we rebuild a culture of trust? How do we, build institutions that matter, institutions that can last, that can, people can say, oh, I do trust this institution and I will listen. And I think that's really important.
So trust can be impulsive. We can trust a person with what we think about that person. We can trust a leader either as his fan or we can build a trust with his actions. And when you look at trust, what makes trust? The basic thing will be transparency, the honesty to admit faults. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, in the 7 Rules of Trust, one of the things I talk about are, what are the things that, say, for example, a leader needs to do to be trustworthy, because people won't trust you unless you're trustworthy. And so it is things like be transparent. One of the chapters is called Be Transparent, especially when you have something to hide, I think is very important to say, like, actually, we all make mistakes. And I think people are much more respectful if you make a mistake and then you own it and you apologize and you do the right things to correct the mistake. People think this is okay. Like if a business puts out a product that isn't really good enough, if they lie and cover up and try and hide and pretend it's okay and so forth and fight, that's not going to build trust. But if they say, you know what, actually, we put this out, we didn't realize there was a problem, we're doing a recall, we're going to correct it, we're going to give a partial refund for the whatever. If you do those things, it's so good for your business in the long run, because people will say, okay, but I trust them. Like, okay, that wasn't very good, but I trust them. I still believe in this brand. I'll still shop there. I'll still do the right things. And I think this is really, really important.
I can understand you are analyzing trust in a very factual way. What are the components that make you, what will make one to trust something or to trust somebody? But trust is also an emotional thing.
Yeah.
How can you evaluate an emotional thing so logically?
Well, it's just the way I am, really. So I think, trust is emotional, but it's also rational. And in fact, one of the, right in the first chapter, I say trust is personal. Trust is one-on-one, a person to person. So if you're a business and you're thinking about trust, don't look at statistics and numbers and your ratings and all that. Think about that one customer, that person. What do they feel? So I tell the story in the book of Airbnb had a real crisis of trust because a woman, this is early in the history of Airbnb, a woman put her apartment on Airbnb, and then the person came and rented it and completely trashed the apartment. And Airbnb was not helpful. They didn't respond very well because they had thought, oh, well, this is a small percentage. It's not that, it'll happen a little bit. And they didn't think about the emotion. They didn't think about this person's story, because this woman, she blogged about it and it really resonated with people, that emotion. So yeah, it will be very rare, but it really means a lot to people. And so they realized, like, oh, actually, we need to think about every single person and we need to think about their situation. That's emotional. It's not about the statistics. It's about human beings.
In one next question, What is your what do you think about Kerala? And is it the first visit to Kerala?
Yeah, I've been to Kerala before in the past. I was in Trivandrum, and this is my first time here. And wow, it's amazing. So first of all, Kerala is so big. I didn't realize how big it is. I think I heard it's like 800,000 people coming this weekend. That's amazing. It's very busy. The energy and excitement of the crowd is great. And what a location, right here on the sea. Last night it was so busy for my first panel session that they had to take us by boat from one end of the place to the other because there was no way through the crowds. I thought, wow, this is amazing. So I've had a wonderful experience. I ate today at, I forgot the name of it. What's the famous?
Cali.
Yes, I went to Paragon restaurant. It was fantastic.
You had biryani?
Biryani, it was fantastic. It was a great meal, and I'll be back. I love Kerala.
And what will be your new book about? Any idea right
No
now?
no idea. I'm really passionate about neutrality. And I talked to my agent. I'm really excited to explain more about neutrality. And he said, I'm not sure neutrality is an exciting book title, so I have to think of a good title, but I think I'm going to write about neutrality.
And when you talk about facts, trust, neutrality,
Yeah.
in this world where everything is being twisted and everything that one leader say has an agenda of his own, not for the benefit of the society or the country. What principles that you hold dear? Neutrality, facts, trust holds a lot of meanings, sir.
I know, yeah. I mean, I think the public has a real passion and a desire to get back to trust. Nobody's happy in this world. I mean, everybody's fearful, everybody's concerned. We feel there's all kinds of problems arising in the world because of the lack of trust and the lack of trustworthiness. And so I really hope that my book in some small way helps to put trust back on the agenda for leaders, to say you have to build trust. Even if maybe people, they might disagree with your politics, they might disagree with a certain policy, they would still rather you be a trustworthy person.
Thank you so much. And one last piece of advice, sir. When you go back, you must buy chips and halwa. Please don't forget.
Very good.
You will enjoy it like you enjoyed biryani.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you
Great.
so much, sir.
Lovely.
It was great talking to you.
Okay, great.